Sometimes things in our life need to be adjusted. Have you ever taken your car into the shop because it got out of alignment, right? If you let go of your steering wheel, it'll veer off to the left or veer off to the right. You got to take your car in and they will realign it. They will adjust the alignment. Or maybe you've got back pain or neck pain, and it's the end result of the way that you sit, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you move your body. Your posture's all out of whack. And so you go to see a chiropractor to do what? Get an adjustment. They will adjust your body, crack something, pull something, move something to get your body realigned. Well, that's the same thing that needs to happen when it comes to attitude or the way that we think. Maybe you've had some fussy kids, right? And you say, well, somebody needs an attitude adjustment. If you got somebody who's a problem at work, the boss calls them in because they need an attitude adjustment. They're out of whack right now. They're causing problems. It's disrupting the flow of everything, disrupting the atmosphere. They need to be adjusted. We all need attitude adjustments. But you see, it's like with a chiropractor. By the time somebody schedules an appointment with the chiropractor, it's already in crisis mode. Nobody goes when there's not a pain, right? Who calls the chiropractor and schedules an expensive appointment when you don't have any pain yet? So your body's got to get to the place where there is pain, where there is irritation, then you schedule that appointment. Well, did that pain come overnight? Is it just something that sort of appeared out of nowhere? All of a sudden, your body is out of alignment? No. It's the end result of the way that you live every day. It's the end result of bad posture every day. It's the end result of the way that you sit or act or move or do repeated movements over and over again. Extreme situations like this can be like carpal tunnel. Somebody who does the same hand movement all the time can get carpal tunnel. Now, for example, for the past almost 30 years worked at a desk, right? Because of my involvement in media and design and advertising and all these sorts of things, I've always been at a desk at ungodly hours. So whenever you read those articles that say that it's dangerous to be seated too long, well, I'm that on crack, okay? If a doctor was to see my situation, they would say, dude, you've got to do more than just be at that desk. So what I've experienced over the years, over time, has been circulation issues. I've experienced then certain muscle and or pain issues. I've experienced over the last couple of years where my hands will kind of get numb and tingly when I'm just doing something as simple as holding a book. Now that can be other situations, that can be other issues. But in my case, it has to do with the fact that I'm seated so long, so you have all of these nerves going through the wrist, up into the elbow and arm, and up here into the shoulder, because if your body is always forward all the time, and so you don't work that out, then your nerves will get pinched, and there's tremendous amount of bones. I think 50% or so of the bones in your body are actually in your hands and feet. That's pretty amazing. I think it's even higher than that. 50% are in your hands. I think 75% of the bones in your body are in the hands and the feet. So there's a lot to go wrong. There's a lot of pinching that can get done here. Well, that's because each and every day I'm doing repetitive movements. So if you go to look it up on YouTube, they're going to say, well, do these exercises, which I haven't done, right? So I need to do these things. That would be preventative maintenance, so that I don't have to go in and see the chiropractor about that. Because what the chiropractor is going, he or she may be able to adjust something in the moment. But what's really going to be important is that they're going to give me some exercises to do on a daily basis to improve my posture, improve my movements, get things working again, stretching things out that need to be stretched, and improving circulation and all of that. So I have to get up all of the time. I have to move my limbs. I have to do certain exercises so that I can keep doing what it is that I do. So that is attitude adjustment when you apply that to the mind, when you apply that to the way that you think. And this is important because we all bring a different attitude, a different way way of understanding life to everything that we experience. That's why you can see two people arguing with each other online, and it seems like they're talking past each other. Same thing with the way the political climate is, right? People are just talking past each other. So people are posting their political points of view, and nobody ever changes their mind. Why? Because you have different understandings of what the facts are. Some people say, here's proof that my politician is right. The other person says, no, here's proof your politician is wrong, over the very same facts. So it's like people are living in completely different worlds. And so understanding the way you interpret, the way you perceive things, all comprises your outlook on life, your mindset, your attitude, and these are the things that we have to constantly adjust. Now, the problem is, like with anything else, we don't maintain ourselves daily. We're not watching our mental posture daily. We're not watching our mental habits daily. And so what happens is, by the time I hear from people, it's in crisis mode, right? Just like me going to the chiropractor. By the time I hear from people, it's when they're in crisis mode because they haven't been doing the things daily to adjust their attitude. They haven't been doing the mental stretches, right? They haven't been doing the things that help promote circulation, healthy psychological circulation. And so they get all stopped up. They get out of whack, they get out of alignment, they're upset, they're mad, they're sad, they're in a bad season in life, they can't explain it, and they start blaming the wrong things for it, not realizing that if they would have maintained themselves every day doing things to promote healthy mental outlook, healthy positive thinking, looking at life the way they should be in a way that's conducive to personal growth, then they won't need the emergency surgery, right? That all comes down to maintenance. So it's adjusting yourself daily based upon a standard, based upon something that you have that is your standard for the way you want to think. Now, people don't have that oftentimes. They've never done that kind of work. They've never read the books. They've never written the resources down, the notes or the things that they need that will kind of codify or solidify the way that they want to think and the way that they want to interpret life, the way that they want to see themselves. And because they don't, they engage in negative thinking all the time. They're worrisome all the time. They're fearful all the time. They're bitter all the time. They're angry all the time. They're worried all the time. They're anxious. All of it. Completely misunderstanding the way they could be moving through life, the way they could be looking at life, but because they never adjusted themselves, they got further and further out of whack. That if they let go of the wheel, man, that car is going in the ditch. And so they never take themselves in to be realigned. And so that's what personal development is all about. That's what self-improvement is all about. That's what the things that I do online are all about. And so that's what I'm covering in this series on attitude adjustment. Now, I show this in my Life Domination online coaching program. Look at it kind of like a mechanic shop or a chiropractor. It's where you go every day to get your mental, emotional realignment, to help yourself stay on course, to help yourself achieve goals, get your life back, get out of your rut, start taking back control of your way of life. So what I do in the Facebook group, I have a private group filled with other people just like you, motivated people, no haters, no critics, none of that stuff. Just other motivated people trying to establish their lives just like you. If you'd like to learn more about how you can be a part of that, you can sign up today. Just visit the link below, metalmotivation.com/life domination coaching. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.